This is the most densely populated neighborhood on the planet. Welcome to the City of Darkness. Here in Hong Kong between 1970 and 1990, more than 50,000 people lived in an area measuring just 0.025 square kilometers, the size of 3 football fields. This made it the most densely populated area that has ever existed, with 1.9 million people per square kilometer. To give you an idea, if the entire human population lived as densely as in Kowloon Walled City, the 7 billion people on Earth could live on half the size of the little island of Corsica. Over the span of 20 years, more than 300 buildings were constructed in a chaotic manner, blocking out almost all light. The buildings followed only 2 rules. Each building had to be connected to electricity and could not exceed 14 stories. Why? Well, it was to prevent planes landing at the nearby airport from tearing off the rooftop installations. Inside, a real neighborhood life developed. Grocery stores, restaurants, illegal gambling dens, small businesses, unlicensed dental offices, opium dens, and even religious temples. The Citadel functioned as a large community, even with a postal service that delivered mail to the apartments. But how did this small piece of land become the most densely populated place on the planet? To understand, we need to go back in time a little. Let's head to the end of World War II. Around 1945, local residents, squatters, and drug addicts began to settle in this former Chinese military base. But the Citadel quickly fell into the hands of mafias and criminal groups and became a haven for illegal activities such as prostitution and drug trafficking. Despite several attempts by the Hong Kong police to evict them, the authorities were powerless to act. But why? Well, because the Citadel benefited from a legal loophole. It actually belonged to China, but neither China nor Hong Kong wanted to take responsibility for this small piece of territory. As a result, the Citadel became a lawless zone where no laws applied. So, with no laws or taxes, Kowloon attracted more and more criminals and thugs, but also poor families who found refuge in this concrete fortress. With its neo-futuristic appearance, Kowloon became famous around the world and even entered pop culture. Numerous novels and video games were inspired by it, and films were even shot there, such as Crime Story, starring Jackie Chan, and Bloodsport, starring Jean-Claude Van Damme. But amid a powerful Hong Kong that was a symbol of modernity, Kowloon was an eyesore, so China and the British decided to raise the largest slum on the planet. In 1991, the inhabitants were rehoused and gradually left the Citadel, which was finally destroyed 2 years later, in 1993. Since 1995, Kowloon Walled City Park has replaced the Citadel and features a model of the world's most densely populated neighborhood in its center, the last remnant of the City of Darkness.